Is this guy supposed to be the ultimate badass?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to tonight's episode of the Frisco Report. We're back at it. We're full effect. Mike, what's going on, bro?
Boom! Pow, pow! What up, Joe? It's Tuesday. It's the Frisco Report. If something feels just a little normal today.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about, man. We're in the bye week, and it's never a quiet it's never a quiet day here in Cowboys land, right, Mike? So first off, Cowboys got totally blown away. Didn't show up, man. So heading into the bye week, 3-3, getting your ass blown out. What's your thought, man? How are you feeling right now?
Yeah, absolutely. I know the Frisco Report picked up later on in the season, but me and you talked, off camera a lot during your healing process, and we talked about it, Joe. I said, we could either be 2-6 at the bye week. We said we could be 3-3. Whatever it was, it wasn't a winning record, right? It was either 500 or worse, and that's exactly where we are. So this is no surprise to us, Joe. But what pisses me off the most is how you lose, right?
Yeah.
You have to take pride. What's up, Eshawn? What up, guys? You have to take pride in anything that you do. If you're a garbage man, you take pride in being a garbage man. If you're a janitor, you take pride in being a janitor. If you're a truck salesman, you take pride in selling trucks. If you're a football player and your offense scores 0 and your defense looks like that, Joe, where's the pride? Brendan Aubrey takes pride in making 3 field goals and taking pride in being the only one that was able to score points. This team has no heart. This team has no pride. This team is just in it for that check that hit Monday morning, Joe. Straight cash, direct deposit into their checking account.
Yeah, that's what it is, man. It's as while 3-3 is 500, it's just the way the way they play, like you said, Mike. There's no heart, there's no killer instinct, there's no putting your foot on the neck and totally obliterating the other opponent. It's always every drive, every play is difficult. You know what I mean? Like, can they execute one play at ease? And no, they never can, dude. Every play is like desperation, bro. It's terrible, man. Like, the offense sucks, dude. The offense is terrible. The defense, I mean, what can you say? You're getting a new coordinator in here. He's trying to figure out what he can play with Dan Quinn's shitty molded groceries. So, it's what can you do, dude? You know what I mean? So it's definitely gonna be a down year, and it's just it's a lame duck season. So this is what you're seeing: lame duck. Nobody's giving 100%, man. Jordan Lewis. There's only a few guys out here that are out, kind of looking like they're giving it a legit effort. There's only a few of them out there, bro. So it's gonna be a long season.
And it already is, Joe. I put out a tweet yesterday. I said it's only been 6 weeks, and I'm completely exhausted from the Dallas Cowboys. Just trying to put my brain to wrap my head around this, Joe. It's insane.
That is. It's insane in the membrane. All right. My brother with a super chat. The Cowboys are a reality TV show. We're not run like any other team. No other team has the problems that we have, and it's because of Jerry Jones. It is, man. And if you remember, Netflix is doing a documentary on this guy. So there's already cameras all over the place this season, covering Jerry Jones, the Netflix documentary, and who knows what other bullcrap these guys have working behind the scenes. Could there be another prime, crap going on that we don't know about? All in, all or nothing, nothing. You know what I mean? Like, dude, it's yeah, you're right, man. It's always something going on here. It's a reality TV show. It really is, man.
Yeah, me and Joe, we talk about it every quiet off season, and that time period is in the middle of June all the way up to training camp. And me and Joe, we will bet what player's going to be in the media, what is Jerry Jones going to say, who's going to pop off, because it's a circus. Dalton Schultz went to the Texans, went on a podcast and called it a zoo, right? You never know what is going to happen in Jerry's world. And that's what we're living in. That's the reality. The reality TV show is Jerry world, not Wayne's world, Jerry Wayne world. That's who it is. And so when you boil all this down, Joe, it's like, God, as a fan, as a diehard, who we put countless hours in this crap. You got to make all your thumbnails. We got to pay for StreamYard to do all this just to bring some info to other fans, right? And it's exhausting. I'd rather work my 8 to 5 than do this full time.
Yeah, no, it is. Now, these are all good points, and it is like a TV show. It's almost like a WWE. You know what I mean? It's like you got the storylines. You've got the drama, and that's what brings in the viewers. And I think that's what Jerry is about, man. I think that's what he wants, man. He wants the drama. He wants the intrigue. Creating intrigue. It's not about getting the trophy anymore, man. Jimmy got him those trophies, and now it's just about the numbers. You know what I mean?
Ultra Cowboy, we love you. We appreciate the support, but I disagree. Jimmy was able to distract the players from what Jerry was trying to do. Jerry was getting sued by the NFL. Jerry was countersuing the NFL. Jerry was doing a lot of off-the-field stuff. Jimmy, on the other hand, kept them in line. If you missed the plane, you missed the plane. You got to catch your own flight. If you missed the bus, you got to catch your own ride to the airport. Jimmy didn't play. Zeke went to the media and cried and then got 8 touches for 17 yards. There's a reason, Zeke, that you didn't get any touches against the Steelers, and that's why. That's the difference. It wasn't the players. It was the culture, and Jimmy set that culture. Joe, you can contest to that.
Yeah, the thing about Zeke, that would first of all, Jimmy would never have signed Zeke back. That's number one there. Second, this isn't Emmitt Smith, right? So Zeke ran out of gas real early in his career, so it's unfortunate, man. But it's just further proof that the players have a beeline to the owner. They can leapfrog everybody and go straight to the owner, and that's a huge problem here, man. That's why I did in my video today. They need to change the front office structure here, and they're not going to do it, but that's what they need to do. They need to reorg the front office. They're not going to do it, and not doing that, honestly, man, we're kind of just spinning our tires in mud, man. We're never going to win with this ownership. They got to sell the team. Oh, they're never going to sell the team. They're not. It's they're never going to sell a team, but can you honestly say we're going to win with this family in charge? I don't think so, man.
Not if you have a coach that's not getting pulled by the strings, Joe. We have to have a level-headed coach who's going to set the boundaries, that these are my players. You stay over there. You let me do my job. Sure, they did cocaine. They got into fights, but they won, and they set that culture because they had it here. The culture in Dallas. I mean, look at Micah Parsons, for example, Joe. Micah Parsons came in a beast. Now he's worried about podcasts. His own teammate called Micah out. You think Michael Irvin, Troy, Emmett, Woodson is going to allow guys to just go run and do a podcast? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
That's what happened, Joe. The culture tainted it, and Jerry set the culture.
Yeah, Jerry has definitely set the culture. Jimmy, obviously players they did get into issues and this sorts of thing, but he was the players couldn't go to Jerry Jones. It was it stopped at Jimmy. You know what I mean? You're fumbling and bumbling the ball, Jimmy, cut your ass. Here, fumbling and bumbling, you're still here. And that's the thing, man. You can make mistakes here. You can be offsides up the ass. You can do all this crap. You can do all this shit that Sam Williams does, extending plays for the other team, and you're still on. Jimmy would have cut the hell out of Sam Williams. He wouldn't be here. You know what I mean? But it is, man. The culture is tainted, like you said. And well, why do we still talk about the Cowboys? Why do we call it? I mean, we love this team, you know what I mean? And there's a lot of fans, including myself, you still have a little bit of that hope that maybe they have the perfect season and they can overcome this and win something. But I mean, you got to have almost everything perfect, bro. And this team hasn't had that in many decades, Mike.
100%, 100%, and it's they put themselves in a hole, right? And I don't want to play the what if game, but what if they didn't trade for Trey Lance and we were able to get a running back last year's draft? Or what if we didn't draft the feel-good story and Deuce Vaughn and we drafted a good-sized running back? Like, where would this team be then, right? Or maybe if Mozzie Smith would have panned out or you went a different direction there, what would that defensive line look like? So there's just a lot of what ifs, right? A lot of hypotheticals, but you're dealt what you dealt by the decisions that they made. Right? I tell my kids, if you do it right the first time, you don't got to worry about it. Jerry Jones now has to worry about all his decisions and what he did. There was no reason to take the 49er phone call, not consult with anybody and just say, yeah, I'll give you a fourth. There was no reason for that. That's high draft pick equity that they lost, and they had to wait over 100 picks to pick, and that's why we don't have a premium player at a running back or at a defensive tackle position, Joe.
Yeah, they're still making for every good, player that they bring here, it's getting outdone. I don't know what the ratio is, but the bad is definitely has overtaken the good. You know what I mean? We're talking about the draft classes steadily declining each year. That's Will McClay. It used to be, oh, Will McClay, we trust. What are you talking about? Look at the draft classes, bro. Open your eyes. All right. And look at Guyton. The run over on drafting offensive linemen in the first round and hitting. Is it over? Guyton, we'll give him some time here. I still think he's playing out of position. I think you take over Steele and then get you another left tackle. But supposedly he was hurt still. They didn't play. I think they benched him. Honestly, get your head right before it gets messed up, right, Mike? So
right.
I don't know about it. Don't know, man. But let's try to predict, Mike, how the rest of the season is going to go. Because right now we're 3-3, but it doesn't feel like 3-3. It feels like we're 0-3. We squeaked out some wins. They got blown out by the Ravens, but they did their little fourth quarter gimmick, made it look closer than what it was. They got their ass whooped, bro, at home, right? So out the gate, Mike, at the 49ers, all right, with all the upheaval and everything that's going on here, how does anybody feel good about that game there, bro?
If players aren't getting healthy, Joe, and these 2 weeks nobody comes back, you're going to lose that game. You look at the matchups, right? That's what I did against the Steelers. I looked at the matchup and I said, we can beat the Steelers. They have a horrible offense, right? Yeah, they're 4-2, but they're doing something that we can't. They're overcoming a lot of errors, right? They're not self-inflicting those wounds like we are. So you look at that. Then you look at the Lions game. And you look at that game and you evaluate it. You watch the tape. You're like, yeah, we're losing that game. And not only did we lose, we got demolished. And then you look at the 49ers and their franchise and how they handle things and their team and their tape. They're going to demolish us. It's just, it is what it is. That's just what it is.
Yeah, there was somebody had posted on Twitter yesterday. How are we feeling after the bye week? Like, what is our record going to be? You know, you got at 49ers. That's a Sunday night football game too, right? It is on the road, so you have that. But it is the 49ers. They own you, right? They own McCarthy. And then you go after that at Atlanta, Michael. These guys, you know, they're looking better than last year with Kirk Cousins.
I think they could beat the Falcons. I really do. You look at the matchups there. Now you're going to start getting players healthy around that time. Can they figure it out? Can Now Harris get this group? Can Mike Zimmer get this defensive group with DeRon Bland should be back by then. Micah Parsons should be back by then. So you're looking at all that. I think they could beat those Falcons even with Bland and Parsons back, trying to get back into football shape. I think they could do it.
I don't know. It's gonna be tough. They got a really good ground game, you know, and we're. I don't know, man. That one's a toss up for me. And then you got Philadelphia. You know, that I think that's a toss up as well. If this would have been last year or the year before, I would have been more confident. You know, like, oh, divisional game, familiarity with your opponent, you know, common opponents. Mike McCarthy always talks about that shit. How are you feeling about that one? Are these two teams that are kind of on the same path right now? Eagles and Cowboys kind of feels like they are.
They are. You know, they barely scraped by them Browns, you know, who's having a bad year. They haven't looked real consistent. I don't think they've scored a first quarter touchdown yet. The Kellen Moore effect is in full effect. I don't think the Eagles figure it out. I think we could beat the Eagles, Joe. I really do. I really do.
And that one is at home. All right. So there's that. Can they break that home streak? That's gonna be their next home game. That's their next chance to break that streak. Philadelphia, we'll see, man. Texans, this is an L. This is a supreme L here for me. That's gonna be a Monday night game at home, Mike. AT&T Stadium. We host the Texans. What do you think that game's gonna look like?
That's an L. I can't make a case for that.
These guys, they look good, man. Texans are looking like they're gonna make some noise this year in the playoffs, man. They're looking solid as hell. And then after that, Mike, week 12, we're already, you know, deep in the season here. At Washington, our first matchup against Jaden Daniels, the young phenom quarterback. It's a young man's game. Chinga. I keep telling these people. How do you think this game's gonna come out, man?
That's an L, Joe. I just can't make the case for it. Like, I want to, but until they show me that they can't. Yeah, they held up with the Ravens better than we did. Like, yeah, they haven't played anybody. Their schedules, they got a 4-place schedule, but they gave the Ravens a run for their money, and the Ravens is a really good football team. We seen what the Ravens did to us. Yeah. They're beating us.
Yeah, that's unless Jaden Daniels hits that proverbial rookie wall. Yeah, I don't see it.
But their offensive coordinator is way better than ours. So if that rookie hits that wall, he's gonna find a way to get him to be able to still manage.
Yeah. So for me, Mike, personally, I think I just don't see many wins, bro. I really don't. The Giants game is the only one that I feel comfortable saying that we can win that game, and even they kind of took us. They battled us here to the end here, right? So the Giants, that's gonna be for Thanksgiving at home. Can these guys have some pride and win this damn game against the Giants on Thanksgiving, Mike?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I do think they win that one there, Mike. Week 14, we got the Bengals. That's a Monday night game at home. So you get that little bit of that bye right there. That's the other thing about the schedule, right? You got Washington, and then you got on 4 days' notice, you got the Giants. So there's always that thing that the Cowboys got to deal with. A short week there. But then you got Monday night, the Bengals, bro.
They're beating them. The Bengals ain't the same.
The Bengals, yeah, the Bengals are a bit of a mess. I kind of feel like they're kind of like maybe kind of even like us. I don't think Zach Taylor's going to survive there. I think they're going to make a coaching change there as well. Burrow and them, they're just not getting done with the weapons that they have. So that's another weird organization, man. They got weapons. You know what I mean? You got a badass quarterback. You got Jamar Chase. You got Chase Brown at running back. So it's weird, man. But the Cowboys, I think they could win that one there. It is at home. Panthers they should be able to beat the Panthers on the road. That's week 15, right?
Yeah, they should be able to beat. If they don't beat those Panthers, we're done.
They should be able to beat the Panthers. Do they start Andy Dalton? Does Dalton beat us? That would be embarrassing as hell, bro. I'll tell you what, bro. Can you imagine, bro?
I don't want to, Joe. I don't want to imagine.
We should beat them, regardless if it's Bryce Young, the bust, or Andy Old Man Dalton. So then you got week 16, the Tampa Bay Bucks. That's an L for me, Mike. I don't see them beating these guys.
I don't think that we can beat the Bucks. Not right now.
I think they got a good thing going there with Mayfield. I think that defense is humming. That running game, wide receivers. I like what they do defensively. So Bucks. That's a Sunday night game. Week 17 at the Eagles, and you close it out with Washington, Mike. So the future. What are we ending up with, Mike? Are we looking at 7-10, 8-9, 9-8? What are you thinking we're going to end with here?
It's either going to be 9-8 or 10-7.
I'm going to say we're going to end up 7-10 or 8-9.
Okay.
I think that's going to be the
final.
I
went up, you went down.
Yeah. I think it's going to be the final record. I think these guys are going to be, as each week go by, it's going to be more pointing fingers. There's going to be more just total disarray, quitting on the team. I think by that time, the rumors are going to start spinning. Here's the next coach that these guys are thinking about. Jerry's meeting in secret with Bill Belichick, and then are meeting, doing this and that. I mean, who knows, right? So Jerry loves the drama, bro. We just talked about it. So he's going to do it. He's going to keep it interesting. He's going to keep the Cowboys in the conversation. And I don't think we make the playoffs ultimately, Mike. I don't think we make a wild card. I don't think we make the playoffs. Drafting somewhere between 15 and 18, probably. That's kind of my guess how the season ends for us. Based on what we have seen so far, Mike.
No, I think all the angles and everybody's record prediction it's fair. It's fair. I'm when I'm putting this together and as I'm talking, I'm looking, okay, I can't predict who's going to get hurt. I hope no one gets hurt on any team. And I'm looking, okay, who can get healthier? How can they figure it out? Right? This team's better than what they're showcasing. They're just not putting it together. Horrible play calling, red zone turnovers. You can't stop the run, but can they figure that out? When they get healthy, right? It's a tall task, but we said it before. We love this team. We love this star. How can we really be truthful in doing that? And they could have that losing record, or they can step it up a little bit and have a 10. They're not going to reach 11 wins, but can they reach that 10 win? And it's very possible on both sides, Joe.
Yeah, I think they miss it, bro. I think the lame duck is, you know what I'm saying, as well. It's I just don't see a fight in these guys, man. Something miraculous has to happen. Maybe you get players back. Maybe these guys wake up and they overcome the Hollywood that is Dallas. And can they overcome that? I don't know, man. It looks bad. The home, not winning at home and getting blown out of home is weird to me. Like, did they get that shook from that Packer game that they haven't recovered from it? You know what I mean? Like, they always say, like, some teams, they never recover from a certain loss. They kind of bring it into the next season. Is that what the Packers did to us? I mean, what happened, bro?
A lot of it stems from confidence, Joe. You got your number one wide receiver missed all the offseason, got signed a week before it, comes in there, gets 50 yards against the Browns, trying to get his feet underneath them. They changed some stuff with the offense. A little bit more stuff. You didn't invest in the running back. You didn't get the offensive line that you wanted. You didn't feel a lot of the holes, and that's why Jerry got so mad on the radio, because he thought he was the smartest man in the room when it came to negotiating with free agents, when it came to making those draft choices, when it came to doing that, to building to what we are now. Jerry Jones completely failed it. And when you get your butt whipped at home that many times, it's the longest, shortest drive to your house. Right? By the time you get on the plane and by the time you get there, it's too late. You're tired. You're not even thinking about it. But after you get your butt stopped at home and you're driving back home, that's the longest, shortest drive ever. That's how can I do better? Why did I do that? How did I do this? If they're professional athletes, that's what they're thinking about, Joe, because when we played sports, that's what we thought about when we got our butt kicked. It's natural human instincts. So home loss after home loss after home loss, going on I-35, going home from Arlington, Texas, back to your home in Frisco. That's the longest, shortest drive you'll ever take, man. It takes a toll on their mentals.
Yeah, it sure does, bro. Hold on, I'm screwing up my page here.
Don't do that.
Trying to get this comment to show up, man, because I agree. Asian persuasion, Jeb. It's the personnel. Team just isn't that good. And this is where I agree because, like I said, Will McClay, there's a disconnect there. Oh, buttons up the draft. No, he doesn't. The shirt's wide open. It's not buttoned up. Hair and all the shit showing. It doesn't button it up. All right, so there's a lot of influence from the coaches. Dan Quinn screwed up this D line, and they got to reassess this because they struggle at drafting D linemen. You know what I mean? They really do, and it's building to the draft and getting these no-name free agent number 27, the cornerback, sucky as fuck, dude. I don't even know how to say the dude's name. Where did he come from? Penn State or something like that? He sucks, bro. Like when you got free, like this, that's the best free agent these guys could do. Like it's ridiculous, bro. So they gotta wake up, man. They're gonna have to start spending some money. I don't know, man. It's gonna be crazy, bro. The future of this team looks kind of wild, man.
It really does. It really does.
I mean, you invested 240 at your quarterback, Mike. And then that old line. Danny said it here. Zach Martin, the go-to-goats for many years. Eventually, out of nowhere, you could run out of gas and look like a totally different kind of guy, man. You hit that old man time in your career, and you're not the same anymore.
You're hitting right on the head, Joe. I can't disagree with you at all if I wanted to. It's depressing. They got a lot of issues, Joe, and the Cowboys can't go in this bye week and go trade for a player because they got 10 draft picks next year, and they need all 10 draft picks for next year because you got Dak hitting the books for $90 million. You got CD hitting the books for 35. You're going to have Micah one to get paid. So your star players like Trayvon Diggs that's making business decisions on tackles, you have to go make that tackle, Diggs, because there's going to be nobody else to make that tackle for you. It's going to be a rookie. These guys need to start stepping up. That's on top of this payroll because it's going to be a long 4 years. Long 4 years.
No, it is, man, and it's a young man's game, man. So they're already fighting with the quarterback. He's part of the problem too. These games, these interceptions in the red zone, terrible, bro. Terrible. So, but they made their bed, bro. This is what they did. They thought they were going to do okay with running back by committee. We knew better. We thought they tried to sell us on wide receiver by committee. We knew better. All right. So that's why, I'm not as mad as I have been in previous season because I expected this season to be shit, and it is. And it's annoying because these guys refuse to change what they've been doing. That's not working, man. It's no longer working. You know what I mean? Jerry used to spend a lot of money. Now he doesn't. They haven't been. And now this is not working. Building to the draft alone is not going to get it done. They got to wake up and realize that building to the draft is no longer a viable option to get a championship roster together. They have to see that.
100%. And it's already Tuesday in this bye week, Joe. No player has been cut. I would have cut Andrew Booth Jr. I already cut number 27, and I would have started signing people off people's practice squads. That's what I would have started doing. Like you're replaceable because you're no good to me right now. Like, why aren't they making these moves? Why ain't they cutting the players? Why ain't they firing Mike Solari? Here we are again, Joe, a year later. You mean to tell me Zach Martin fell off that much? No, it's the technique that they're teaching these guys.
Yeah,
it's the technique they're teaching these guys. You got a rookie center. You got a rookie left tackle who you just benched. You got Terrence Steele who had one good year and got paid a lot of money off that one good year. So you mean to tell me all that just happens? No, it starts from that position coach, Mike Solari. He's been here since Tom Landry. He coached for Tom Landry, Joe. That's how old this guy is. Bring me somebody fresh. They're not making these moves, Joe. They're not making these moves, and it tells me they don't care.
No, I mean yeah, they don't. They really don't care, man, because it's their way or the highway. But there isn't even that. They keep these players around here. You know what I mean? So it's a crazy thing, but they do a lot of these weird things with the roster. There's these. I think that's why they don't play these guys in the preseason. They hide. They don't want to be discovered. Like, oh crap, these guys look like shit. You know what I mean? Let's just start our bottom of the barrel players in the preseason, and let's hide what we really are from the dumb fans that don't know any better. You know what I mean?
It sure seems that way. But what do you think it is, Joe? Why is position group coaches who are failing miserably at their spot, and players like number 27 and players like Andrew Booth, who got benched after a game and hasn't seen the field since, Deuce Vaughn can't carry the rock. Why isn't those players cut and new faces are brought in? You're not winning with them, so why not just cut them?
They should cut them, man. They should have never have drafted Deuce Vaughn, but like I said, they always got to have this feel-good story. Every draft class, oh, this guy had this problem. This guy was suspended and choking people, but maybe he's going to be better. This guy, he's the son of the there you go, Dan. That's that little Deuce Vaughn there, moving as fast as he can. But that experiment is completely over, bro. I don't even know how he's not, relegated to the practice squad. Can we look at Dalvin Cook? What are we doing, Mike?
And this is another thing. Like, Deuce Vaughn should be cut. Zeke should be cut. Give me new faces. And thank you, Jet Li, for gifting Chris the membership. Appreciate that and everything you do. I'll get Chris names added to the ticker for talking crazy here after the show. So I appreciate that. But it's like, why is Zeke here, Deuce Vaughn here? Why isn't Dalvin Cook active? It's like they're doing it on purpose. They're sabotaging something on purpose, Joe. And I don't know if it's – and Mike McCarthy allowing this sabotage to happen, maybe he's promised an office job after this season. You know what I mean? Like, what head coach that has 31 other teams looking at that, whether that's offensive coordinator position, whether that's whatever position, another head coach position, why would you allow something like that to happen? Because if you fail, look at Jason Garrett. He went to be the coordinator for the Giants for a year and a half and got fired midseason. Now he's in the NBC booth. Mike McCarthy, if you don't do something, you're on that same path.
Oh, yeah. McCarthy's definitely out. What's crazy is, they don't have a football guy in the front office. That's what's killing this team. They don't have a football guy that can say, hey, this ain't working. That we need to bring in some real dogs, some real good players in here. Not what we're doing here. What you guys are doing here is not getting it done. The league knows it. You know it. What do you want to do about it? You know what I mean? So Cowboys, they got to know, bro. I mean, if they don't, they're the stupidest front office that this NFL has ever seen. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. 100%, Joe. And I mean, if they do no moves, if they absolutely do zero moves and they're banking on these hurt players coming back and that's their moves, it's sabotage, bro. They tanked it.
And if that's the case, you might as well go full tank, bro. You know what I mean? And just get into the top 10. This crap, 15, 18, 22, that we're always kind of dancing with, you're not getting these supremely badass players, man. This team needs they need to get injected with some good players from the first, second round, and they got to be smart about it, man. No more stupid crap with your second round picks. Stop the stupid stuff with the second round picks and rolling the dice. Why, dude? Hasn't gotten them anywhere.
Dude, it's insane. It really is insane. And if they don't do anything by Wednesday, tomorrow by 3:00 p.m., it's done. It's a wrap.
Oh, and they've already said that they're not. Jerry and Steven have already said, "Oh, we like what we have. We like our guys." You know what I mean? So these guys. There's other teams out here that they want to be competitive. You know what I mean? Like, who was it? Somebody went and got Cam Akers from the Texans. They needed a running back. We need a running back. Why aren't we doing any of these moves, man? You're gonna have 10 picks. You got plenty of draft equity to trade for somebody.
But
and we
do
always
they,
say,
Joe?
we always say this, Mike. When the Cowboys have a lot of picks, those draft classes suck, bro. So do us a favor and go dump off some of these picks so our next draft class is not big and another busted class. So, oh man, it's it's crazy, man. Did they get abducted and got replaced by freaking clones or what happened?
Jet Li, thank you for 23 months of membership. Absolutely crazy. Appreciate that. I think Jerry Jones is running the Cowboys to the ground.
82 years old, bro. And he looks like he's got more in him. We're gonna have at least, gosh, I didn't even want to wish that on anybody, but man, and even that, you got Stephen Jones ready to take over, and he could be worse, bro. Like I'm saying, can Elon Musk with his $1 trillion company buy the Cowboys and save us from hell? Can he? Let's get it going. Let's get that story going. Elon Musk, buy the Cowboys. The Saudi Arabian prince, whoever the hell that dude was, buy the Cowboys. All right.
Mark Cuban, get some investors and buy the Cowboys.
There you go. Exactly. Somebody, anybody.
Mike with another super chat here. Jerry cares more about how many fans are at the game and ticket sales. It's all about fancy stadiums, practice facilities. That matters more than winning. And Mike's absolutely right here, Joe, with this comment.
Yeah. That's what we become, and more fans are starting to see it. Which is good. But that stadium's still getting sold out, man. And as long as that's happening, they're gonna keep on the same path. We're doing just enough to fill the seats to stay relevant. I'm gonna announce our new coach the week of the Super Bowl so we can stay in the news. Piece of traps.
It really
it's so predictable, bro. You know what I mean? Like, that's what they're gonna do, man. The week of the Super Bowl. We hired this guy. We're gonna be back better than ever.
It's exhausting, ain't it? Just talking about it, thinking about it, putting it out there to 88 people. I just need 5 people to hit the like button right now. Just 5. 5 people right now hit the like button. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go. Hit it. Bam. It's so exhausting just thinking about it, talking about it, because it really is going to burst a bubble. I mean, the air already got sucked out of the room when Jerry flipped out on 105.3 The Fan. Shout out to those guys for putting his ass to the fire a little bit, right? And that now, if you don't do those moves, you got a panic Jerry. What is panic Jerry capable of doing? Does he sit on his hands or does he do something tomorrow? What does panic Jerry do?
I don't even think he's panicked. I think it's the pride, just like, because he said it himself during the interview. He said that, he feels good about the team. These guys, I mean, they're not going to make any moves, man. That's why I don't even waste my time about, trade options. They're not going to make trades. No. Not for anybody significant.
No,
they're not.
No.
They're not going to do
it. You look at this record, Joe, predicting this record, it can go either way. But 10 wins is the max they're going to get this year. Let me ask you this, Joe.
Yeah.
With how comfortable Jerry said he was with Mike McCarthy, does a double-digit win column, 10, does that extend Mike McCarthy in Jerry's eyes, Joe?
No. I think the ship is sailed on this regime. Jerry's going to let it ride out. He didn't give Mike any weapons, didn't give him any free agents. He just, there's your final year. Let's get a somewhat decent first round pick for our next coach who's going to come in. I already have in mind who it is, but I'm going to pretend that we want to draft Ben Johnson or Slovic. I'm gonna interview those guys, but I already know who I'm gonna hire, motherfuckers. He does, bro. You know who he's gonna hire, bro, and it's so predictable, bro.
Do you think he's gonna do Bill Belichick?
I do. He's gonna be comfortable with that kind of guy. He wants a vet coach with skins on the wall. That's why the interview process was so short with McCarthy. He saw McCarthy was out there with all these playoff appearances, Super Bowl win under his belt. He sees Belichick out there with those skins on the wall. He's not going to risk, bringing in a young guy in here who he's not sure about. I want Ben Johnson. This is a Parcells kind of guy. To me, he could be the next Sean Payton. If I told you we could have the next Sean Payton, wouldn't you want that in here? You know?
Absolutely, I do. I want a coach that hasn't won a Super Bowl ring. That's what I
Yes,
want.
you're right.
Ben Johnson is a head coach who hasn't won a Super Bowl ring. That is a potential head coach who hasn't won a Super Bowl ring. Give
Right.
me somebody like that. Like Nick Sirianni came in as a special teams guy, hungry, got his team to the Super Bowl, right? Like you got to get these guys hungry, these young guys hungry to go do it. Sean Payton went into New Orleans with Drew Brees, got to a Super Bowl, Joe. You have to be able to get these young guys who haven't won a Super Bowl and go get the Super Bowl, Joe.
Yeah, and that's what we talked about, right? Like historically, no coach has gone from one place, won a Super Bowl, and won a Super Bowl somewhere else. So we're already, against that with McCarthy here, right? If you bring in Belichick, it's the same thing. Yeah, he's got like 10 Super Bowl appearances or whatever the hell it is. But coming here to Dallas with this circus that it is Broadway, as Bill Parcells calls it, it is. Your lights are on Broadway, and a lot of people can't handle it, man. So it's gonna be a crazy deal, man. Yeah, I want the young, hungry coordinator. You know what I mean? That can re-energize this offense. The offense is stale. You know what I mean? I think you need to bring some toughness to this team. I don't think they're tough enough right now. You know what I mean? We gotta match the physicality. Why do we have to match somebody else's physicality? Can't we be the ones that have to match our physicality? Like, that sucks to me, dude. Like, that sucks, bro. We gotta match their physical. Why? We're not at the level that we used to be where they had to match our like we have to, you know, even be fake about it. Like, oh, we're fake tough, you know.
You're absolutely right, Joe. We got Space Cowboy in the house. Big shout out to Space Cowboy. Jason Witt, watch Jason Witt become the next head coach. I feel like, and thank you, Jet Li, for that super chat. Do appreciate you. Thank you so much for the membership as well. And I just feel like, we just got to bring someone in here that's just fresh, Joe. And we just can't keep, teeter-totter. Like Jerry, who do you think will be worse, Steven or Jerry? If Steven was to take over the team, do you think Steven would be aggressive or do you think he'd be conservative?
With getting a coach or
with getting a coach, with free agents, with the draft? What do you think? What do you think with what we know with Stephen Jones right now?
I think what you're getting is Steven has been mentored by Jerry. It's the same guy, but younger. You have basically cloned Jerry Jones, inserted that mind into Stephen Jones's brain, and it's going to continue the same old bull crap. They don't have a football mind in that front office. That's why I made the video that I made. I know it's not going to happen, but they need a football guy in that front office. They don't have it. It ain't gonna change anything.
No, it's not. And when we talk about this stuff, God, I wish we had a full off season here on the Frisco Report, because we would have hit it. Boom, boom, boom. And as 1980 says, I hate being right. I hate being right, Joe. Like we'll have countless hours, whether that's on here, whether that's via text, whether that's via phone call, talking about these guys, and sure crap, they prove us right in the worst way possible.
Yeah,
and that is the Jerry Jones effect right there.
That's what it is. Yeah, appreciate you, Space Cowboy, man. Hit my boy up, man. Give him a good follow. He's got really good videos out right now. Talking about a lot of this. What we're talking about. The front office, Jerry Jones, getting McCarthy out of here. Everything that a lot of us, fans that know better, are talking about. So hit up my boy Space Cowboy, man. Good content creator. One of the few guys that I really enjoy following. So go hit him up. Good stuff out there.
I watched Space grow up. He's a great guy. Got to meet him in person just a few months ago. Fantastic human being.
Yes, sir. What else we got in the chat box? Yeah. It's gonna be a wild ride, bro. But we'll see what happens here, Mike. I think that's it for tonight. You know, we hit it up. You know, these guys are gonna be pretty much inactive. Where's the yacht at? And the yacht is probably already sailing somewhere. These guys are probably already in the, I don't know, off the coast of who knows where. You know, they're checked the fuck out, bro.
Yeah, it sure seems that way, Joe. It sure seems that way. You know, who's gonna be the leader? You know, I always keep hearing, oh, Dak Prescott's the leader. Is he though? Micah Parsons could be the leader. Could he though? Trayvon Diggs is really? Who's gonna be the leader here? And really take this bull by the horns and make something of it, Joe. That's what we need.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to weather the storm, man. Honestly, weather the storm. Let's hope that none of our players get hurt during the season, because you're gonna miss them during the beginning of next season. So knock on wood. Let's hope that these guys can stay healthy. Is really where I'm at, man. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what it feels like with the players. I don't feel like they're giving the 100% on a lame duck coach. You know, it's almost like having a substitute teacher when you're a kid. Oh, well, let's just screw around. You know, this dude's not going to be here. He's this is a temporary guy. You know what I mean? So that's what's going on here, bro. They see McCarthy as a substitute teacher right now. You know,
100%. And you know, it's we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see. Our bye week came at week 7. We got 10 weeks, 11 weeks of football straight. We're it can go either way, Joe. We're about to be or we're about to be blah.
Yeah, I know, man. It's a wild ride, man. That's what I knew it was gonna be that, man. I really did. That's why I'm not as mad as I have been in previous seasons. So we'll see what goes, man. But that's all we have tonight, Mike. Let everybody know where they can find you, my bro.
Hey, I want to appreciate everyone coming in to the Frisco Report and watching Joe and I. Usually we're dropping Tuesdays at 7:30, but life happens. And so sometimes just hit the notification bell. If you're on Joe's channel, if you're on my channel, hit the notification bell. That's why you never miss the Frisco Report. You don't want to miss it. The FriscoReport.com, Podbean, all that good stuff. You can find us there too. Listen to it on the road. But no, Joe, thanks. Cowboys Corner, official Cowboys Corner right here on the tubes, _Cowboys Corner on the Twitters, or the X, whatever you want to call it. That's where you can find me. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Make sure you guys hit the notification bell. Do not miss a show of the Frisco Report. We keep it real here.
That's what it is, everybody. We'll see you next week, man.
Peace.